They do, and I think in defense of the administration, and this is a point that isn't made very often, this president and his people do have an obligation to protect national security. We're not living in a post-Watergate world. We're living in a post-9/11 world. And yes, the government is going to take measures.
Reporting that Jim Jordan, Republican Jim Jordan, White House visitor logs, former IRS Commissioner Douglas Shulman visited the White House 118 times in 2010 and 2011. This is the same time period when the Tea Party groups were inappropriately targeted and intimidated by the IRS. Now, 118 times, even over 2 years, for somebody who does not work there, that is a lot of time. Wait till Obama hears about this. Wait till he hears that the IRS guy was in the White House that much. If he's mad now, he's going to really be mad. All this stuff going on behind his back. Somebody may get fired before all's said and done. Testifying in front of lawmakers on Capitol Hill today, Douglas Shulman admitted that many of the meetings with the White House were to discuss how to implement Obamacare. The IRS has a major role in the money flow. By the way, if they're doing hearings, where is this? What's her name? Ingram. Deborah Ingram. Sarah Ingram. She's the one that's going to be coordinating Obamacare and the IRS. Why isn't she up there testifying? Maybe she's coming. I don't know. But I just want to remind you folks, if you didn't hear it, we had a great call from a guy in San Diego who said, look, Rush, this is the Democrats. I mean, they're carrying this out great. They made sure the story didn't come out last year at this time, and I'm blaming you for that, so as not to affect the 2012 election. Now it's coming out in 2013, and there's no election this year. And the campaign season for 2014 won't heat up for 1 year, by which time all this will be forgotten. So this is well orchestrated. They could release the kitchen sink, and it'll be forgotten by the midterm elections. And the idea that, as I said yesterday, the country will not sit for the removal of the first black president. It isn't going to happen. It isn't going to happen. If you got hopes and dreams of impeachment and a conviction and sayonara, that's not good. The Republicans aren't even going to, they wouldn't get close to going there. They remember, they're still stung. In fact, if you want to know why Lindsey Graham has become Lindsey Graham, it's because of what happened to him when he was one of the House managers carrying the water, presenting the case against Clinton in the Senate. Lindsey Graham was one of those House freshmen in 1994, and Lindsey Graham was a pedal-to-the-metal conservative. And he was one of the House managers that presented an aspect of the case for impeachment of Bill Clinton. And those guys in the House, I remember who was the, Henry Hyde, the late Henry Hyde, was involved in this, but those guys, there were a couple others in there who have since moderated. They have done everything they can to distance themselves from that experience. So, and the Republicans have never forgotten the idea that there's going to be an impeachment and a trial. I think, folks, you can pretty much stop dreaming about that. Now, this Doug Shulman guy, back to him, 118 visits to the White House in 2 years. During that same time, he never visited the Cincinnati office one time, where all of this intimidation and other things with the Tea Party stuff was happening. Never once. Now, I've got another headline. This is from, what is this from? I don't know what the source of this is. Maybe I can punch. Nope, I don't have the source. But the headline is Democrats turn on IRS, compares IRS scandal to totalitarian regimes. The point of this story is that the Democrats are mad now. As the House Oversight Committee, that the Democrats are mad about what's happening. That the Democrats are mad at the IRS, and that this Stephen Lynch guy compared the IRS to what happens in totalitarian regimes and banana republics. Okay, words are one thing. We'll see what they do. If they are that angry about it. Let's go back to the audio sound bites. Peter Baker talking about the tornado in Oklahoma. What do you think we're talking about? The politics of it. We're talking about the impact of this on Obama. We're talking about what does